chosen one. Step inside and shut the door behind you, because what we're about to talk about isn't for the weak. This is for the one who crawled out of a place most people don't even survive. And before we even get warm in this room, let's get something straight. What they said about you, what they whispered when they thought you were too broken to hear, what they laughed about when they assumed you had no fight left, all of that is why we're here. Their little jokes, their nasty comments, their fake pity, the whole circus act they put on to make you doubt yourself. Look who's shaking now. Look who's trying not to make eye contact with the monster they accidentally created. Look who's realizing that the person they tried to bury is the same person they now have to bow to. When they said you were done, they didn't know the universe had already decided they were the ones being written out of the story. When they said you'd never come back, they didn't expect the comeback to hit hard enough to bruise their entire ego. And when they said you were too soft to survive what they did, oof. That line alone might go down as the biggest lie ever told. They mistook your silence for surrender. They mistook your pain for weakness. They mistook your disgust for defeat. They had no idea that you were in the middle of your quiet storm, preparing the blow they'd never catch in time. Before we go deeper, chosen one, hit the like button and subscribe to pay this message back. Strength recognizes strength, and your support pushes this mission forward. Now let's get back to business, because things are about to get even more uncomfortable for your enemies. You didn't just walk through fire. You walked through something filthy, something that should have ended you, something designed by people who honestly believed they were smarter than you. They wanted to stain your spirit. They wanted to leave a scar shaped like their name. They wanted to be the reason you never rose again. But the universe must have laughed, because all they did was unlock the version of you that no one had the guts to awaken. Let's talk about that moment you found out what they did. The kind of moment that makes the room tilt. The kind that makes your stomach twist. The kind that forces you to understand just how low someone can go when they think they'll never be caught. That's the moment normal people crumble. That's the moment most hearts shut down. But you didn't crumble. You didn't shut down. You froze for a second, yeah. You shook. You questioned yourself. But then something inside you snapped into place. A switch flipped. A voice you didn't know you had came online and said, "Remember this. Learn from this. Weaponize this." You didn't heal by pretending it didn't happen. You healed by walking straight into the disgust. You studied their betrayal like it was a case file. You broke down every move. You traced every lie. You connected the patterns that they thought were invisible. You saw the psychology. You decoded the motive. You survived the impact because you understood the architecture of the attack. And this is the part they will never forgive you for. You came out smarter, colder, sharper. You didn't just return to who you were. You outgrew that version so completely that it scares people who once thought they knew you. And the shift in the air right now, you can feel it. The silence around your name. It's not peace, it's tension, it's fear pretending to be distance. They watch you the way people watch a sleeping volcano. Quiet, but only because they know one spark could end everything. They see the calm in your energy, and it freaks them out more than your anger ever did. Because anger is predictable, silence is strategic, and your silence right now is the kind that makes enemies think twice before breathing your direction. You should see how they study you now, screenshotting your posts, zooming in on your words, trying to figure out how someone who suffered their level of filth ended up leveling up instead of breaking down. They analyze your glow, your peace, your power. They wait for signs of weakness, but the universe has you on a frequency they can't decode. They don't understand how disgust didn't destroy you. They don't understand how betrayal didn't break you. They don't understand how the thing meant to ruin you became the exact thing that rebuilt you. Let me give you a story since you love proof. Remember that one moment when you realized the betrayal wasn't an accident, that gut punch when the truth finally lined up and the puzzle completed itself. You remember the heat in your chest, the shaking hands, the way you suddenly saw everyone differently. That was the day you left your old self behind. That was the day the universe ripped off your training wheels and said, "Now you're ready." Because the truth is brutal but beautiful. Disgust is transformation fuel. Pain is the blueprint for strength. Betrayal is the birthplace of clarity. When they tried to poison you, they forgot that poison only works on people who don't know how to turn it into medicine. You didn't break, you evolved. And now they're stuck trying to understand how the person they tried to destroy is the same person they can't stop thinking about, the same person they can't outrun, the same person whose name haunts them like a shadow that won't fade. Chosen one, before we move any deeper into this mess they created, I need you locked in with me. If you're still here after everything we exposed, then you already know this isn't just a story. This is the breakdown of how you took the most disgusting thing they ever did and turned it into the sharpest weapon the universe ever handed you. If you feel that pull in your chest right now, that quiet voice saying, "Don't leave," you're finally understanding what happened. Honor it. Drop a 777 in the comments to mark the moment you stopped being their target and became the threat they can't silence. And while you're at it, hit like and subscribe, because staying connected to this energy is how you keep sharpening the power you earned from the very pain they caused. Now breathe for a second, chosen one, because what comes next is the part they never wanted you to figure out. We're about to step into the deeper layers of your transformation, the ones built directly from the betrayal that was supposed to end you. If you're ready, then let's move forward together. Number 1. When the truth hit like a bomb and exposed who they really were. Funny how the moment they thought they broke you is the same moment the universe stamped their expiration date. All right, chosen one, sit with this, because this is the part of the story the enemy desperately hopes you skip. This is the scene they pray you never replay with a clear mind, but we're going to drag it into the light anyway, because this is where everything changed. This is where your disgust turned into your deadliest power. And trust me, once you understand what really happened in that moment, you'll never look at yourself or them the same way again. Let's go back to that exact second everything shattered. Not the explanation they gave you later, not the fake apology, not the excuses they practiced in the mirror. I'm talking about the very first instant your body sensed the truth before your brain could even translate it. That jolt in your chest, that slow sinking feeling in your stomach, that sudden freeze, like your soul paused to make sure you weren't imagining it. The universe has a sick way of revealing betrayal. It lets your intuition scream before the evidence even shows up. Your mind tried to deny it. Your heart begged for it not to be real. But your body already knew. It reacted like it had been waiting for this confirmation your whole life. You weren't breaking. You were opening. You were seeing without filters, without excuses, without illusions. That shock didn't destroy you. It woke the part of you that never falls for lies twice. And let's be honest, nothing prepares you for seeing someone's true face after they hid it so well. Nothing prepares you for watching a person you trusted reveal the side of themselves even they were scared to admit. That's why your body shook. That's why you couldn't breathe right. That's why your skin crawled. It wasn't weakness. It was recognition. You were meeting the real version of them for the first time, and your soul instantly rejected it like poison. You probably asked yourself, how could they do that? How could someone go that low? Why would they choose to ruin something so real? And here's the hard truth. People like them always think they're the smartest ones in the room. They think their manipulation is invisible. They think their cruelty is justified. They think you're too soft, too blind, too forgiving to ever catch what they did. Congratulations, chosen one. You proved them wrong in the most painful and poetic way possible. They thought the moment would break you. Instead, it became the first spark of your evolution. It became the birth of the version of you that doesn't get fooled, doesn't get shaken, doesn't get manipulated. The version of you that studies patterns instead of excuses. The version of you that sees motives instead of masks. Let's break something down. That shock you felt wasn't weakness. It was your system upgrading in real time. It was like your inner world went, "Oh, so that's who we're dealing with. Perfect. Watch me adjust." It rewired your perception. It sharpened your instincts. It forced you to grow a layer of truth-sensing ability most people will never develop. They gave you disgust, and you turned it into intelligence. They gave you betrayal, and you turned it into clarity. They gave you a wound, and you turned it into armor. Here's the part that eats them alive. They know that moment changed you forever. They know you can see behind every lie now. They know you can smell manipulation before it even reaches the air. They know you can't be fooled by fake tears or empty apologies anymore. They created a version of you that they themselves can't handle. Think about the power of that for a second. The moment they tried to break you was the exact moment the universe broke them instead. Their image collapsed, their illusion cracked, their power over you evaporated like smoke. The moment they revealed who they truly were, they stopped being the villain and became the lesson. And the story gets more twisted because what they ruined rebuilt you. The shock didn't kill you, it sculpted you. You became someone who understands depth now, someone who reads people with terrifying accuracy, someone who can spot danger before it reaches your doorstep. Someone who trusts their body more than sweet words. Someone who doesn't cling to fantasies, only facts. And they hate it. They hate how sharp you became. They hate how fast you evolved. They hate that you can't be controlled. They hate that the version of you standing here right now is stronger than anything they ever prepared for. Let's talk about what was happening behind the scenes while your world was shattering. While you were shaking, they were celebrating. While you were crying, they were texting someone about how you'll get over it. While you were losing sleep, they were convinced they got away with it. That's the part that stings the most, the part that knocks the air out of your chest, the part that makes your blood boil if you think about it for too long. But chosen one, here's the twist that turns this whole story into a masterpiece. The universe was watching the entire time. It was wide awake. It was tracking every lie, every act, every word. And it wasn't punishing you, it was positioning you. Your disgust became your fuel. Your brokenness became your blueprint. Your shock became your shift. Every tremble in your body was a download. Every moment of disbelief was your roots growing deeper. Every time you said, "No, this can't be real," your resilience whispered back, "Watch me rise from this." And rise is exactly what you did. Slowly, quietly, without announcing anything, without posting about it, without proving anything to anybody. You rose in silence while they still believed you were crawling. Here's a metaphor they don't deserve, but you do. Glass shatters loud, diamonds form silent. They heard the shatter. They have no idea about the diamond. Now, let's answer the question you've been carrying. Why did this have to be the moment that changed everything? Because nothing transforms a person faster than seeing exactly what someone is capable of when they think you're powerless. The truth ripped off the mask, and once a mask is off, you can't unsee the monster behind it. They didn't just break your trust, they broke the version of you that tolerated them, and once that version died, you became someone they never planned for. Someone they can't manipulate, can't lie to, and can't control. Someone who learned the darkest truth and still stood back up. That moment everything shattered was the moment you became unshatterable. And that's why they fear you now. What they did should have ended you. Instead, it upgraded you. And deep down, they know it, they see it, they feel it. Because every time they think about what happened, they remember the explosion that was supposed to ruin your life. But chosen one, you walked out of that explosion holding the fuse. Number 2, disgust, the spark they never saw coming. They wanted you sick to your stomach. They never expected you to come back hungry for the truth. What they thought would rot you ended up sharpening you like a blade. Disgust didn't break you. It woke the version of you they never wanted to meet. Their betrayal was trash, but you turned it into gasoline. Let's talk about disgust, chosen one. Not sadness, not confusion, not heartbreak. Disgust. That deep, body-level rejection your soul felt the moment you finally understood the truth of who they were. That emotion they thought would drain you, paralyze you, make you collapse on the floor and never get back up. But instead, it became the ignition switch. It became the spark that lit your metamorphosis. They had no idea that your disgust was not a sign of weakness. It was your evolution clock hitting 0 and activating the beast inside you. Imagine this, they're standing there, proud of themselves, thinking they've delivered the final blow. They believe the filth they threw on your name, your heart, your trust would leave you contaminated forever. They expected you to choke on the shock. They expected you to drown in shame that wasn't even yours. They expected you to crumble, curl inward, and forget your worth. But they didn't understand something crucial. Disgust is not passive. Disgust activates. Disgust wakes up instincts you didn't know you had. Disgust burns illusions faster than fire burns paper. Why did it hurt so much if it was supposed to make me stronger? Because the universe always reveals truth in a way that forces transformation. Pain doesn't weaken chosen ones. It cracks open the shell that's been holding back their power. Picture this. A lightning bolt doesn't politely warn the sky before it strikes. It hits, splits the darkness, and forces everything around it to wake up. That's exactly what your disgust did. It didn't whisper. It didn't tap you on the shoulder. It hit you like a strike from above, ripping open everything fake so the truth could finally breathe. And the truth was ugly. So ugly you felt it in your bones before your mind processed it. So ugly it made your whole being recoil. So ugly you questioned how someone could ever sink that low. But here's the twist. That revulsion wasn't your downfall. It was your activation. Imagine you're standing in a room and someone rips open a box filled with toxic fumes. You step back, your eyes water, your hands shake. But in that moment, your instincts lock in, your awareness sharpens. You don't crumble, you adapt. That's what happened to you. They opened the box of their true nature, thinking it would kill your spirit. Instead, your spirit evolved an immunity. You developed a sense that can detect lies before they're spoken, intentions before they're acted, patterns before they repeat. Disgust didn't weaken you, it rewired you. You probably wondered, why did my body react so violently? Why did I feel sick? Because your system was rejecting what didn't belong to you. It was pushing out their poison. It was clearing space for a new version of you that couldn't be fooled again. Think of a snake shedding its skin, uncomfortable, ugly, but necessary. Think of metal being forged in heat, intense, painful, but it creates strength nothing can bend. Think of wings pushing through a cocoon, chaotic, bloody, but inevitable. They thought they were the puppeteer of your downfall. They thought your disgust would keep you frozen. They thought you would stay stuck in the moment they betrayed you. But Chosen One, you didn't get stuck. You ignited. Something ancient lit up inside you, that brutal inner intelligence that activates only when the world tries to break you. It's the version of you that sees everything, the version that doesn't believe sweet words, the version that trusts vibration over explanation, the version that reads people like open files. They created that version. They regret that version. They fear that version. Disgust is a strange thing. It exposes the truth and strips away denial. It wakes up instincts that had been sleeping. It amplifies your awareness so loud that you cannot ignore what your soul already knows. While they thought you were collapsing, you were expanding. While they thought you were dying inside, you were downloading. While they thought you were drowning, you were mutating into someone their lies could never control again. Imagine this. They're out there bragging about how they finally broke you, not realizing your silence isn't defeat. It's recalibration. You were rearranging yourself into something sharper, clearer, unstoppable. Your silence wasn't emptiness. It was construction. Let me answer the question burning in your mind. Why didn't the disgusting thing destroy me the way it destroys most people? Because you weren't meant to break. You were meant to awaken. What they did became the exact pressure the universe needed to activate your next stage. You were always wired for transformation, but betrayal flipped the switch. You didn't just heal, you evolved. Your disgust became the filter that now protects you. Your disgust became the alarm system that rings before danger arrives. Your disgust became the fuel that pushes you toward the life they tried to block you from. Your disgust became the moment the universe said, "Enough, rise." Let me give you another metaphor. Chosen One, imagine someone throws dirt at a seed, thinking it will bury it. But the seed wasn't dying. It was getting everything it needed to grow. That's you. They didn't bury you. They planted you. And what's worse for them, they planted you in soil made of their own disgusting actions. That's poetic justice. And here's the part that breaks their mind the most. The version of you that walked away from that moment is someone they can't manipulate, can't trick, can't play, can't touch. They didn't expect you to turn revulsion into fire. They didn't expect you to turn their betrayal into blueprint. They didn't expect you to rise with a clarity that slices through every mask around you. They thought they were the masterminds. But you were the metamorphosis. Disgust is your new superpower now. It sharpened you, it trained you, it carved out the weakness they used to exploit. It made you allergic to manipulation. It made you immune to their tricks. It made you dangerous in ways they never intended. And deep in their chest, they feel it, the tension, the panic, the regret, because Chosen One. The thing they did to destroy you is the thing that made you lethal. And now, they have to live in a world shaped by the monster they accidentally awakened. Number 3. How you turned their poison into a weapon they can't reverse. They fed you venom thinking it would kill you, but you metabolized it into strength they'll never reach. Chosen One, This is the part that scares them the most. Not the moment you found out, not the disgust, not the shock. What terrifies them is how you handled the poison they threw at you. They thought their filth would stain you forever. They thought their lies, their betrayal, their cruelty would sink into your system and rot you from the inside. But instead, something wild happened. Your spirit didn't break. It adapted, it evolved. You absorbed their poison and turned it into fuel, into focus, into power they can't copy, steal, or undo. Imagine this: a snake bites someone expecting them to collapse, but instead of dying, that person's body transforms, builds immunity, and becomes stronger than the snake itself. That's you. They were the bite. You were the mutation. And that mutation made you untouchable. You might ask, how did I survive something that was designed to destroy me? Because you didn't internalize the poison. You repurposed it. You turned their filth into a blueprint. Every insult became data. Every betrayal became clarity. Every lie became proof of who you're not supposed to be. The universe didn't let their poison kill you. It let it teach you. Here's another image. Picture a blacksmith taking raw metal, heating it, beating it, shaping it. That's what their cruelty did. It heated you. It reshaped you. It forced out every weakness until only steel remained. They hammered. You hardened. And the worst part for them? Once poison becomes power, there is no reversal. They can't unhurt you. They can't unteach you. They can't unawaken you. Their attack became your evolution, and now they're stuck watching a version of you they'll never be able to defeat, deceive, or duplicate. Their poison made you dangerous. Their poison made you legendary. Their poison made you unstoppable. Number 4. When you read their darkness like a blueprint they never meant you to see. They tried to hide their evil in shadows. You walked in, turned on the lights, and took notes. Chosen one, this is where things get scary for them, because once the disgust settled, once the poison turned into power, something even more dangerous awakened in you: clarity. You didn't just survive what they did, you studied it. You dissected their betrayal like a scientist with a forbidden file. And what you saw wasn't just a mistake or a slip-up. It was a system, a pattern, a blueprint of how darkness moves through people who think no one will ever catch them. Imagine this: you're standing above a city at night, and suddenly every hidden alley lights up. Every secret route appears. Every shadow they used to hide in becomes visible. That's what betrayal does to someone like you. It gives you a bird's-eye view of human corruption. You start seeing things most people miss: the tone behind their words, the gap between their actions and their intentions, the mask slipping for half a second, the half second most humans ignore. You might wonder, why did it hit me this hard? Why did I see so much? Because when darkness comes close enough to touch you, your instincts evolve. Your inner intelligence updates. You start reading motives, not excuses. You stop being impressed by charm and start paying attention to consistency. Their betrayal became your training ground. Here's a metaphor for you. Picture opening a puzzle and realizing the picture on the box was fake. The real image inside was twisted, disturbing, and absolutely nothing like what you were promised. That's what seeing their blueprint felt like. But instead of running, you sat with it. You analyzed every piece. You memorized the pattern so you'd never fall for that type of darkness again. And another one. Imagine walking through a haunted house, but instead of screaming, you start noticing how every illusion works. You see the wires, the mirrors, the tricks. Suddenly, nothing is scary. That's what happened to you. Their manipulation stopped being powerful because you learned how the machine works. The truth is simple and brutal. You gained a master-level understanding of human darkness because you witnessed it raw, unfiltered, and up close. While they thought you were crumbling, you were decoding the entire system of how manipulators operate. You learned their tricks, their tactics, their timing, their psychology, and now anyone who tries even a fraction of what they did exposes themselves instantly. That's the part that haunts them. Not that you saw their evil, but that you understood it. You became fluent in betrayal, fluent in deception detection, fluent in reading people's real intentions while they still think they're fooling you. You don't get surprised anymore, you get confirmation. And here's the darkest, most poetic twist. They wanted to corrupt you. Instead, they educated you. They turned you into someone who sees through every lie before it's even spoken. You mastered their blueprint. You outgrew their tactics. You became the one thing manipulators fear, someone who sees the entire game. Number 5. The radar they built themselves and now can't outrun. They tried to fool you once and ended up giving you a sixth sense that spots betrayal before it even breathes. Chosen one, here's the part that makes them lose sleep. While they were busy plotting, lying, and twisting reality, they didn't realize they were installing a radar inside you. A radar so sharp, so sensitive, so impossible to fool that you can now detect danger before it even forms a thought. They basically trained you to see through people, and now they're terrified of the monster they unintentionally created. Imagine this. Someone tries to sneak up on you, but the air shifts before they move. The room feels different before they speak. You feel something off before their mask even cracks. That's your new radar. It reads tone, micro-expressions, energy shifts, inconsistencies, timing, silence, everything they thought would stay hidden. And you don't even have to try. The awareness kicks in automatically. You might wonder, why am I so sensitive now? Why do I notice things others don't? Because your system evolved for survival. When you've been hit by real betrayal, your intuition doesn't stay the same. It upgrades, it sharpens, it becomes a living alarm that rings before danger arrives. Think of it like this. A storm once struck you so violently that now you can smell rain long before the clouds appear. You recognize patterns instantly. You sense when someone's words don't match their energy. You feel when someone's kindness has strings attached. You see the blueprint of deception before they even start building it. Another image. Picture holding a torch in a cave. Before, you stumbled in the dark. Now, every shadow has definition. Every shape makes sense. Nothing ambushes you anymore. That's what terrifies them. Their betrayal created a version of you that can't be blindsided. Your radar is automatic, lethal, and permanent. They didn't just fail to break you, they armed you. Number 6. The shield they forged around you without meaning to. They tried to weaken you with mind games and ended up making you immune to every trick they'll ever use again. Chosen one, here's the part that hits them like a slap from the universe. Every attack they threw at you, every lie, every guilt trip, every twisted accusation didn't break you. It trained you. It built defenses so powerful, so unshakable, that manipulation doesn't even land on you anymore. They were trying to control your mind, but all they did was bulletproof it. Remember how they used to flip blame on you, how they made you explain your feelings like you were on trial, how they twisted your words until you doubted your own memory. That version of you is gone. Their gaslighting didn't confuse you, it vaccinated you. You became immune to confusion, immune to shame, immune to guilt that doesn't belong to you. Imagine this. Someone keeps pushing you into fire thinking you'll burn, but instead your skin adapts to the heat. That's you. Their attacks hardened you. Their emotional traps upgraded you. Now, when someone tries the same tactics, it's like watching a cheap magician perform tricks you already know the mechanics of. You don't fall for it. You don't flinch. Your mind doesn't bend. You might ask, why don't their words affect me anymore? Because you finally saw the pattern behind them. You understand manipulation now. You understand the psychology behind guilt tripping. You recognize emotional traps before they're even set. And once you understand a weapon, it can't hurt you the same way again. Another image for you. Imagine someone trying to stab you, but the blade snaps the moment it touches your armor. That's how their influence hits you now. Their guilt slides off. Their shame doesn't stick. Their lies die on impact. The defenses they built in you are permanent. They can't undo them. They didn't raise your sensitivity. They forged your strength. And now, no manipulator alive can get past the armor they accidentally crafted around you. Number 7. The alchemy that turned their attacks into your advantage. They threw darkness at you, and you turned it into a map. Every hit they delivered became a step you now stand on. Chosen one, this is where the story stops being tragic and becomes downright terrifying for your enemies. Because they didn't just fail to destroy you, they helped you activate an ability they never imagined you'd develop. You took their darkness, their chaos, their cruelty, and you transmuted it. You turned conflict into insight. You turned betrayal into strategy. You turned attacks into leverage. They expected you to drown in your pain, not realize you could breathe underwater. Imagine this. Someone throws you into a room with no light, thinking you'll break down, but instead your eyes adjust. You start seeing shapes, patterns, openings they didn't even know existed. That's what happened inside you. Their darkness didn't blind you. It sharpened your vision. You might wonder, how did I become this version of myself? How did I learn so much from something so ugly? Because real alchemy comes from impact. You learned from the sting, not the softness. You gained wisdom from the wound, not the comfort. The universe didn't give you easy lessons. It gave you raw material and watched you turn it into mastery. Another metaphor, picture someone launching arrows at you. At first, you shield yourself, but then you start collecting the arrows, studying them, learning their direction, their timing, their weakness. Eventually, those arrows become your arsenal. You use what was meant to kill you against the one who fired it. And here's what terrifies them. Your mind can now turn any conflict into clarity, any betrayal into strategy, any attack into momentum. You became someone who doesn't just survive darkness. You recycle it into wisdom. They never saw your alchemy coming, but now they're forced to live in a world where every move they make only makes you smarter, stronger, and harder to harm. Number 8. The precision they taught you without realizing they were the patient. They carved into you with cruelty, and you learned how to operate on the truth like a surgeon. Their lies gave you X-ray vision. Now you see motives before they even twitch. Chosen one, this section is where your evolution stops being poetic and becomes downright terrifying, because what their cruelty actually taught you wasn't fear, wasn't caution, wasn't hesitation. It taught you precision. Razor-sharp exactness. Surgical-level accuracy in reading people, dissecting their motives, and exposing lies with almost no effort at all. They thought they were cutting into you, leaving wounds you'd never close. but every slice taught you anatomy, the anatomy of manipulation, the anatomy of corruption, the anatomy of people who pretend to love while plotting your downfall. They didn't realize that while they were trying to break you, they were giving you a front row seat to the internal workings of human darkness. Imagine this. Someone hands you a broken clock, thinking you'll throw it away. Instead, you take it apart, study every gear, every spring, every hidden flaw, and suddenly you understand every clock the same way. Their betrayal was your broken clock, and now you understand every mechanism of deceit. You might ask yourself, why can I see through people so easily now? Why do their masks look transparent? Because cruelty sharpens perception, pain removes illusion. When someone hits you with the kind of darkness they used, your instincts learn to analyze instead of absorb. You stopped taking words personally and started evaluating them like evidence. Another image. Picture someone aiming a punch, thinking you'll flinch, but instead you watch the angle, the hesitation, the intention, and you know exactly where the hit is coming from before their hand even lifts. That's your new skill, reading the attack before it forms. And the worst part for them? Your precision requires no effort. You expose motives with a glance. You dismantle lies with one sentence. You redirect energy like you're flicking dust off your shoulder. Their cruelty didn't weaken you. It trained your mind to operate with surgical clarity. And now, every manipulator who approaches you is already on your table, already under your light, already revealed before they even speak. Number 9. The stillness that makes them panic before you even speak. They expected you to scream. Instead, you went silent. And nothing frightens a guilty soul more than the quiet after the storm they caused. Your calm isn't weakness. It's the moment the predator stops growling because it already measured the entire room. Chosen one, this is the part that freezes them inside their own skin, because after everything they did, after every attack, after every twisted mind game, you didn't come back loud, dramatic, or desperate. You came back silent, still, unbothered, and that calm, that eerie, unshakable presence, it terrifies them in a way nothing else ever could. See, people like them rely on your reactions. They feed on your confusion, your anger, your explanations, your pain. They need noise to control the narrative, but when you stop reacting, the whole game collapses. Your silence exposes everything. It forces them to sit alone with their guilt, their intentions, their lies, the very things they've spent their whole life avoiding. Imagine this. They're standing in front of you expecting a storm, but instead they get a mirror, a perfectly still mirror, showing them exactly who they are. That's your new power. Your calm reflects their darkness back at them, and they can't escape the image. You might wonder, why does my peace bother them more than my anger ever did? Because anger is predictable, pain is understandable, but calm, real calm, that means you've detached, you've outgrown them, you've stopped giving them access to your energy, and nothing crushes a manipulator faster than losing the emotional buttons they once pushed like toys. Another metaphor, picture a locked vault, silent, heavy, impenetrable. They can knock, scream, beg, nothing moves. That's you now, a vault they no longer have the code to. Your calm is not emptiness. Your calm is control. Your calm is the announcement that they have no power left, and that chosen one is the silence they fear more than any noise you could ever make. Number 10. The truth they're researching like scientists who created a monster they can't control. They tried to break you, now they take notes on the creature that crawled out of the wreckage. You became the case study they never wanted to face. Chosen one, this part is almost comedic, if it wasn't so pathetic, because while you're out here evolving, quietly, naturally, without forcing anything, they're in the background scrambling like interns in a lab they're not qualified to work in. They're studying you, they're whispering, they're comparing notes, they're replaying old conversations, trying to understand how the hell you're not just surviving, but outperforming every prediction they ever made about you. They don't get it. They don't understand how someone they thought was soft, naive, or easy to fool became the most unreadable, unstoppable force they've ever encountered. Imagine this. A bunch of people sitting around a table with your name circled in red, trying to piece together your transformation like it's some forbidden formula. They think if they observe you long enough, they'll figure out how you did it. They think there's a technique, a hack, a mindset, a trick. They don't understand that the only reason you transformed is because you endured a level of pain they would have never survived. You might wonder, why are they watching me now? Why are they more obsessed than ever? Because the same thing that was supposed to break you became the thing that evolved you, and they have no blueprint for it. They can't copy your growth because they never walked through your fire. They can't simulate your strengths because they never carried your wounds. They can't replicate your clarity because they weren't forged in the betrayal that shaped you. Here's another picture. Imagine a chef tasting a dish they can't recreate because they don't know the secret ingredient. That's them. They taste the result of your evolution, but they don't understand the process. They want your resilience without your battle. They want your intuition without your suffering. They want your power without your scars. Another metaphor. Picture scientists studying a meteor after it's crashed. They can examine the fragments, measure the heat, run tests, but they'll never understand the cosmic journey that shaped it long before it landed. That's you. Your transformation began long before they even knew your name. What they did simply activated what was already in you. And here's the most brutal truth. They're studying you because they failed to destroy you. They're studying you because they don't understand you anymore. They're studying you because their actions created a version of you they can't predict, manipulate, guilt, or control. And the universe has the final laugh because they can take all the notes they want, they can hold all the meetings they want, they can examine every move you make, but they will never reproduce what came out of your pain. Your transformation wasn't learned, it was earned, and they'll never unlock a power that wasn't meant for them. Number 11. The discernment they built while trying to destroy you. They tried to blind you and ended up sharpening your vision to a level that sees straight through people. What was meant to erase you became the microscope that exposes everyone around you. Chosen one, this is the upgrade they never planned for. Your discernment, that terrifying surgical clarity you now carry, the ability to read people so precisely it feels like you've seen their entire backstory in a single blink. And the most ironic part? They built it. Their cruelty carved the lens through which you now see the world with brutal accuracy. Let's break it down. When someone tries to annihilate you, not inconvenience you, not annoy you, but annihilate you, your instincts evolve. Your nervous system rewires. You start noticing things most people overlook. Tone, timing, inconsistencies, micro-expressions, energy shifts, intentions hidden under fake smiles, lies dressed in concern, manipulation wrapped in love. Imagine this. someone hands you a book written in a language you've never seen. The trauma they caused forced you to study it until suddenly you're fluent. Now every person you meet speaks that same language, and you understand all of it instantly. That's discernment. You might wonder, why do people feel so easy to read now? Why does their mask look clear as glass? Because once you've survived intentional darkness, accidental darkness becomes obvious. You can identify patterns before they form. You can sense danger just by the way someone enters a room. You know the difference between honesty and performance. Your intuition isn't a whisper anymore, it's a siren. Picture another metaphor. Surviving their betrayal was like being thrown into a maze filled with traps. You crawled out. Now, every future maze looks predictable, cheap, transparent. You learned the architecture of deception from the inside. And here's what terrifies them the most. You didn't just gain discernment, you became the kind of person who can't be lied to anymore. They created clarity they cannot hide from. And now, every mask around you cracks the moment you look at it. Number 12. The backfire that locked them in a prison of their own making. They aimed to destroy